Hey guys, I'm back. It's Melisha. Back with another video. And this one is called Tips for Relationship Survival. Survival, yeah, survival doesn't sound good, right? You shouldn't have to survive a relationship. That means it's dying. But a lot of us are doing just that. And hold on, disclaimer. When I say us, I don't mean that I'm going through this stuff. I just do not feel comfortable saying you and y'all need to. All my videos that I upload, from the first one to any you see, will always include me when I am giving advice, because that is the only right thing to do. I am not a professional. I am not licensed. These are my experiences. This is my advice. So I'm always going to include myself. You never know what might happen. And I don't want it, but I don't want anyone thinking, oh, you know how people get. So back to the video. Tips for relationship survival. And I say, I'll get into why, you'll see. But we as women go through a lot when it comes to relationships and men. And what I find is we're quick to like blame men, bash them, belittle them. And we don't take a minute to look in the mirror and really see what role we played and why our relationship went the way it went. So I'm going to talk a little bit about men, but then I'm going to hit us, because we got some work to do. And it starts in the household with these little boys that we're raising, because a lot of these men are the way they are because, don't get mad, don't get offended, but because of how they're raised, because of their mothers. That's just what it is. And it could be because of their father or lack of, but ultimately it boils down to mommy. So we got some work to do, ladies. But the first one, and I'm gonna start off talking I'm talking to women, but I'm talking about men right now. But ladies, we have to realize that men will be men regardless. People don't like that saying, boys will be boys, but we are biologically designed to be the way we are. Men will be men and boys will be boys. That means if your man is showing you signs that he is still a boy, you need to move on out of there, okay? Men take care of you financially, physically, spiritually. They are there the whole way. I'm sorry, this lash is bothering me. I'm so new to wearing eyelashes. I'm still getting used to it. You can see I didn't do a very good job. But I told y'all that already. Anyway, so men take care of you physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally. Men do that. They are there. They're the rock. They know what you need. And if they don't know what you need, they're going to ask you what you need, and they're going to be there for you the whole way around. Boys do not. Boys think about themselves. They're selfish. They throw tantrums. They throw fits. They think about what they need before they think about what you need or what your children may need or, you know, family may need. And so you have to know the difference. If you are dealing with a man, or who you think is a man, and he is showing you signs that he is a boy, you need to check out ASAP. If you continue to allow that boy, because he's a boy in the mind, he's a man physically, but a boy in the mind. If you continue to allow that boy in your space, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and financially, he will mess you up. He will mess you up. And you're going to have to get yourself back together. And you're going to be a wreck. And you're going to be a mess. And so you have to know those signs. You have to look at what he's doing. If he is making you feel less than, if he is not bringing what he needs to bring to the plate, if you feel like your relationship is not 100, 100, because a relationship is 100, 100. It's not 50, 50. If you feel like your relationship is not 100, 100, if you're doing 100 and he's doing 20, he's got to go. If you're doing 100 and he's doing 50, you can work with that, I say. If it's 50 or less, Gotta go. Okay. Number two, ladies, don't get mad at me, but we know what we're getting into when we get in it. We know what we're getting into when we get in. There are red flags. There are signs in the beginning to let you know to stay away. If you see those signs, you need to back off. If he is aggressive, if he is abusive, if he likes to stay out late at night, if he likes to party all the time, if there are women always around or contacting him when you need to be, if he cannot keep employment, hold on. If he cannot keep employment because he is tardy or because he has an attitude or he can't get along with the boss, not he's just been laid off because he's having a tough time, there's a difference, okay? If he cannot hold employment, these are all things that we need to be looking at as women like, stay away. Red flag. Don't do it. If you choose to do it, you will suffer. Okay. Number three, we're all guilty of this one. Never try to change a man. Never try to change a man. A man will change when he is ready for whom he is ready. And most importantly, that whom will always be himself. I need you to really understand that. A man is not changing because he met you and fell in love. He's changing because he met you and he fell in love with you. Not because you fell in love with him. He fell in love with you. Therefore, he is changing for himself. That is so important because I hear women all the time say, "Oh, he met me, girl. He changed for me." No, he did not. He changed because he was ready to change for him. And when he is ready to change for him, because you came into the picture, you will have a tremendous time with him. He will do everything he's supposed to do for you. But when he is not ready to change, when you force him, or if he does it early for you and not for him, you will have problems. Okay? This goes back to that parenting thing because as women, we are natural nurturers. And so we think nurture. Whether you have kids or not, you nurture. And so if you don't have kids, guess who you nurture? Be a man. And that's not your job. Your job is to be his backbone, just like his job is to be yours, but your job is not to nurture him. It is not to analyze how he grew up and the struggles he dealt with and why he is the way he is and take that burden on your own shoulders. Your job is not to do that. Stop doing that. It's not okay because you end up with this man, you have kids with this man, and guess what y'all's job is to do for children? Raise them. Raise the very men that another woman will have to date. And so, if you're at odds, guess what happens? You split up. Then we're in the same cycle again. And I'm not saying single parents can't raise kids. Don't get it twisted. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. What I am saying is there are pieces from a mom and pieces from a father, pieces from a mother, pieces from a father that these children need, especially boys. They need that nurturing aspect from their mother, but they need those ground rules from their father. They need that manliness. No, I'm just kidding. No, they do need that. But no, for real, they do need pieces from their mother and their father in order to make them whole. And so when they're missing something, you see what you get. A lot of men that are raised by their mom, because we're guilty as mothers, we nurture our boys. I don't know why I do that. I'm like mama bear. Like I catch myself doing it, so I adjust, and I have my husband here to piggyback off, to do what he needs to do with them. But I nurture them, and I'm like my boys, and can you imagine doing that for 18 years? When they meet a woman, that's what they're gonna expect. They're not gonna like when a woman tells them, no, you need to do this in order to get this. I'm not talking about sex. That came out wrong. But I mean, dating wise rules, ground rules. They're not going to understand that because they're so used to mommy cooking and cleaning and nurturing and loving and not telling them no and spoiling. And that's the first woman and the only woman. And so, wow, when I grow up and I fall in love, because I love my mom. So when I find another woman that I love, I expect her to do the same thing. No, boo boo, that's not right. So we as women have got to stop nurturing them. Shut them out. That was wrong. Shut them down. Just shut them down. Tell them you're not doing it and move on because you're going to get into the habit of doing it with them and that's what they're going to expect. And your relationship is really going to suffer for that. And you do not want to get into the habit of raising a man because it will be a long, hard road. And unfortunately, you're going to have to send them out back where they came from. You need to analyze how you were raised, how you grew up, what was wrong. Figure that out and then come back to me when you got it together because we have other children to raise. We can't be raising men too. Okay? So this really, I guess I said I was talking to men, but I really am talking to women because we are to blame for what we choose to put up with. We are not to blame for what men throw at us, but we are to blame for what we choose to put up with. And there are some things in this category I listed, some of these things men do, and they can turn it around and they can change. And so I'm not saying if you meet someone 2 days and you can't be super picky because everybody goes through something, everybody experiences something. But what I am saying is if you've been rocking with somebody for a year and you see progress, stay. Maybe he's changing for himself and it'll work out. But if you're rocking with somebody for a year and a half and they doing the same thing they was doing at day one, causing you a headache that you shouldn't accept in the first place, but causing you a headache, and we in year two and they causing you that same headache, and you're through that exact same headache, and there's no progression, you need to think about letting that go because it's not going to be good for your spirit at all. And when you do finally let that go, it's going to be twice as hard for you to find somebody else who is better for you. And lastly, when you are in love, it is so hard to let go. I get it. Everybody's been there. But you gotta know, you either gonna love this man boy and ride it out, or you gonna let it go. Don't be in between. The worst thing that you can do to yourself is be in between. Oh, I'm leaving you. I'm staying. I'm leaving you. I'm staying in the midst of the relationship. If that's something that you're going through internally in your mind, you need to call it quits and let it go. But if you're going to stay with somebody and they're showing you these signs and you feel like they're changing and they're getting better, then ride it out. Stay with that person, talk it out, communicate, get counseling, do what you need to do to make it. But don't stay in limbo. I'm here, I'm out, I'm here, I'm out. Because it's not good for you. Who cares what it's doing to the man? It's not good for your inner peace. The best thing for you to do is to let it go and figure out how to move forward without that individual and let them work on themselves, or stay there and work on it together. But if that person is causing you turmoil and stress and things like that, you need to walk away. So those are my tips. This video was called Tips for Relationship Survival, but as I'm wrapping it up, I don't think that's what it should be called because this was not talking about a relationship. It should be called Women Wake Up. Ladies Wake Up. Let's do better. So the title might be listed as Ladies, Let's Do Better because each one of these things I said is something that we really need to look at in ourselves and figure out how we can move forward so that we can be good mothers for the next boys coming up, so that we can be good wives. And by good, I don't mean clean up after. I'm talking about good inside. because how you feel inside is what reflects on the outside. It reflects on how you raise your kids. It reflects in how you talk to your friends. It reflects in how you are at work. It reflects in how you produce. So, ladies, wake up. That's this video. This video is not to throw shade and it's not to cause anybody harm. I am not chastising anybody by doing this, so I don't want any woman to watch this video and feel that way. It's just something that I have noticed. It's something that I've done, I've been through, and I know a lot of women go through. And there's a really bad cycle with our men today, and we need to break it, because if we keep allowing it, then all we're doing is making it harder for the next woman. And we should be sticking together and trying to uplift each other. And part of uplifting each other is getting rid of these baggage, getting rid of these baggage, getting rid of the baggage, the men that are flames. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Comment below. I would love to dialogue with anybody. And just let me know how you feel. Bye.